some more AI art I did. But this is not what the video is about. Just gonna scroll to some of these real quick. Yeah, I just did like Don Quixote, cyberpunk, and steampunk, and it's just an amazing program. The Discord app using the Mid-Journey bot. It's so cool. Eye candy. So anyway, in case y'all don't remember, the first vaccinated man in the U.S. in 2020, his name was William Shakespeare, and it was like this really old, scary-looking dude. I swear to God, it was in the UK, and the first vaccinated man, because of COVID, was named William Shakespeare. And if Francis Bacon, the founder of Freemasonry, is William Shakespeare, this ties into the whole Illuminati ruling and like control of the world, implying the vaccines are part of this same system. And that's kind of scary, but that's what it seems to imply. And these are just the Don Quixote quote things. So there's 46 Don Quixote quotes, and 41 of them come from Shakespeare, and 32 come from Bacon. And of course, they both have their own. And then I saw Francis Bacon equals 100, of course, and Fargy and Ben. I was born Benjamin Fargy. And I was born the 10th, so yeah, there's that narcissistic stuff. Let's get serious, though. They say we have no early manuscripts of Shakespeare's plays, but that's incorrect. We have the Northumberland manuscript dated 1594, which contains all of Richard II and III in it, which was found in Francis Bacon's possessions, 1867. I mean, so we have Shakespeare manuscripts of Richard II and Richard III from 1594, okay, in Bacon's possessions. But these Stratfordian Shakespeare scholars do not want to ever talk about this. The Oxfordians don't want to talk about this. Okay, it's really annoying. See, it goes into this. I'll go to that other one. So if you can accept the idea, let's just play pretend, y'all. Let's pretend that Francis Bacon and Shakespeare are two individual people, and that Will Shakespeare actually wrote the Shakespeare plays. Let's just play pretend. If you can accept that idea, accept the idea that these ideas were created mutually but separated, then why, even though Bacon was in England, so was Shakespeare, you have to answer this, y'all. Why is Bacon's Promise dated a few years earlier, 1594, than most of the Shakespeare plays, post 1600? Okay, so by taking the stance that it's just coincidence that Bacon and Shakespeare have similar ideas, the question now logically becomes this: who created it first? Okay, who created it first and thereby gets more credit? Bacon. Okay, Bacon's notebooks from 1594. It's quoting plays that weren't even made yet. Most of the Shakespeare plays were after 1594. So it just doesn't make sense. Did Shakespeare find Bacon's notes? No. Shakespeare is Bacon. Is Shakespeare and Bacon having some psychic telepathy thing where they come up with the same exact ideas? No. They're the same person. And ultimately, those looking for a new Shakespeare play, you should just read Don Quixote, because it's right there. The 40 correspondences. Okay, now let's just zoom out really quick and really realize who Francis Bacon is. He's the 1611 King James Bible editor. King James gave Francis Bacon the translation of the Catholics and the Protestants that they were working on for 7 years. King James gave that manuscript to Francis Bacon 1610, and this is confirmed in Manly P. Hall's Secret Teachings of All Ages. So he's involved with that. And he's Shakespeare. So literally the two greatest English works of all time has this guy involved, Bacon. And he also wrote Don Quixote, the first novel, essentially, of all time, Francis Bacon. And he was a tutor, because he was secretly Queen Elizabeth's secret son. But she wanted to remain the Virgin Elizabeth or whatever. Really sad. He didn't get to be the true royalty that he knew he was. And a lot of the plays are about that, hidden royalty, Bacon was also the creator of the scientific method, okay, that allowed Newton to create the Principia Mathematicus and all that stuff. Okay, he was the roots of that movement from the magical Renaissance days to the Age of Reason. He was this bridging gap. He's also the founder of Freemasonry, as many people say. He's the Rosicrucian Rosy Cross 33-degree master. That's why you always see Bacon wearing that hat, because that's the hat of the master. He's a secret founding father of USA, hiding many things in Oak Island, near Canada, of course, that whole thing. He's an Aquarius, so he's part of the Aquarius age, bringing everything together and pushing knowledge forward. And he was a cipherist. He was John Dee's pupil. John Dee is essentially the quintessential wizard. Okay, he's the old wise guy who studied alchemy and had a beard. Like, that whole archetype comes from John Dee, not just Merlin, not just Merlin. There's a quote that says Bacon surpassed his teachers at age 12. He was also a sailor, so he could easily sail across the Pacific and visit America. And he was a linguist, of course. He knew many languages. Okay, so let's just kind of accept the facts here of who he really is. And I also, isn't that a cool picture? I mean, I just typed some words into the AI art thing and it creates that. Sorry, I get carried away with that. I found another cipher, y'all. Sancho Panza. Sancho's 57 in simple cipher. Panza's 54 in simple cipher. But together it's 111, which is Bacon in K cipher. So yet again, another Don Quixote synchronicity, okay? AKA, it's not a synchronicity. It was planned. 100% intentional. It's not just accidental numbers, okay? Yeah, I guess I'll scroll through some more of that. So yeah, now I found like basically 5 codes. And y'all should see this movie, Anonymous. It's about Edward de Vere being Shakespeare, which I totally don't agree with, but it's still a fascinating piece of history. That was made in 2011. Let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, I got the Shakespeare sonnets, like the original edition, so I can study that myself now as well. Gotta have it on hand. There's Nietzsche is 189. Benjamin Allen Villar's Me is 189. That's weird. But what's weird is Nietzsche's birthday, if you spell it out, October 15th, 1844 equals 388, is the same as my birthday, February 10th, 1987, 388. Okay, so this kind of cipher is very spiritual to me now. It's not just a game to play. It's God trying to tell me, hey, look at that. It's, there's something there. See, yeah, it's just so easy to get carried away with that AI art. I'm sorry. Sorry. It's just so good. Okay, this is a quick video. I think we're done. Yeah, isn't that cool? I mean, even typing Jesus and horror, you get some cool images. Because him on the cross is pretty scary if you think about it, even though it's good. A good point to it, it's still a very dark kind of thing. Oh look, there's Jay-Z and the Illuminati and the Freemasons stuff. And all these rappers have like a Masonic passport and all this stuff. I think I went over that with y'all. But anyway, yeah. This stuff is ongoing. And I can't wait to find out more. Later.